Hello and welcome to episode 18 of TeachTechPlay. I'm Eleni Kyritsis and I'm the host of tonight's show. Tonight we've got a jam-packed show filled with some of our fantastic presenters that will be at our upcoming conference. I hope everyone has had a lovely Christmas and a happy new year. I know that we're day 2 back at schools here in Victoria and right back in the swing of things. So thank you to all our presenters and all our viewers for joining us tonight. Hopefully we share some great tips and tricks for you to take back and share in your classroom straight away. I'd just like to congratulate our episode 17 Play King, Steve Brophy. So congratulations to him. And yeah, we're really looking forward to what the year has entailed for TeachTechPlay. And Michael, did you just want to say hello? Oh, are you there, Michael? We can't hear you.
Need to unmute myself.
Yes.
Still on holiday mode. Happy New Year, everybody. And welcome to episode 18 of TeachTechPlay. Tonight is a really good opportunity for us to showcase some of the amazing presenters and our keynote, Mark Anderson, for our TeachTechPlay conference in April. So, and during my little 4-minute, I'm going to make an exciting announcement as well in regards to our conference. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I'll pass it back to Eleni.
Beautiful, thank you, Michael. I'll just share our screen because over the holidays we have had some new improvements to the TeachTechPlay conference. So I'll just share my screen. So just make sure you check out our website. We have added more presenters, including Microsoft presenters now, and our final keynote, Ryan Trainer, who is the founder of Republica EDU. Here in Australia. So we've also included Notosh at our conference, as well as a whole lot more fantastic presenters, and our sponsors will be released later this week. So keep an eye out for that. It's shaping up to be a fantastic conference. So we look forward to seeing some of our online viewers there. I know a few people have got their tickets already, which is absolutely fantastic, so don't miss out. But anyway, let's get started with tonight's show. And first of all, you need to introduce these wonderful people. So we might start with Beck and then move along the bottom. So Beck, do you want to introduce and tell us who you are and where you're from?
Sure. So my name is Beck Spink. I am a teacher in the northern suburbs of Melbourne at a school called Aiken Creek Primary School. I'm the digital learning leading teacher there. I also am a co-founder and director of a non-profit organisation called Code the Future, and I am Vice President of Digital Learning and Teaching Victoria.
Thank you, Beck, and it's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Next up, we've got Jason. So Jason, do you want to tell us a bit about where you're from?
Yeah, hi. I'm Jason Coleman. I'm the Year 5 teacher at Ivanhoe Grammar School. I'm also the digital learning leader. And yep, I'm really happy to be here tonight. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jason. We might come back to you, Mark. We might go to Megan first.
Hey, I'm a primary and secondary teacher. Taught in schools for 10 years, mainly at Richmond High School and Abbotsleigh on Sydney's North Shore. Richmond High School in the West. And this year I've actually moved out of schools and I'm working for Microsoft as a teacher ambassador, working with schools to help them use technology in the classroom in all sorts of amazing ways.
Beautiful, thank you, Megan, and it's going to be a huge, exciting year for you, so look forward to seeing your journey. And lucky last, Mark from the UK, do you want to share who you are, what you do, etc.?
Thanks, Eleni. Yeah, so my name is Mark Anderson, and it's my real pleasure nowadays to work with schools all over the world and share ideas and things linking through to technology and how it links to pedagogy in lots of different ways. So I'm very, very proud to be able to, and very lucky to be able to sort of have the opportunity to share so much. And it's my absolute pleasure to be coming over to work with you guys in April at the TeachTechPlay conference. Really, really looking forward to it. It's a real privilege and honour, and there's so many amazing people speaking as well. So I'm really looking forward to not only being able to share, but also learn lots of sort of new tips and ideas myself as well. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter as ICT Evangelist. My blog, which has won a few awards and what have you, can be found at ictevangelist.com. And I'm always happy to sort of help people out. So if you want to sort of have them out, give me a shout. And I'm more than happy to sort of take questions via Twitter and what have you. And the great thing about social media is if I don't know the answer, then somebody does. You know, so a simple retweet or nudge to a few other people can always help out. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Mark. And I know that that's the great thing about you. Anytime you need help, you're always there to help out and share your knowledge with everyone else. And I think that's a great thing that makes TeachTechPlay what it is today, having all of everyone just come together and share. So the most important thing for you to do is to vote for your favorite presenter. So please make sure you vote. This is the link. It is live also on our website, teachtechplay.com. So make sure you check that out and vote for your favorite presenter tonight. There is a lot up for grabs. The Play King, let's see if Mark can take it out the second time. Or Beck. Did you win, Beck? I can't remember. No, she didn't. Oh, sorry, Beck. You can come back and win this time. So let's see who takes out the prize tonight. So first up, Beck, it's you. So you're going to be sharing with us a little bit about BitsBox. BitsBox. I'll get that right.
Yes. Thank you.
Let me know when you're ready to start the timer.
Yep. Just sharing my screen. And is that up?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So BitsBox is a web app that basically teaches kids how to program. So if you go to bitsbox.com, what you need to do then is sign up. And the web platform that it uses is free. So it actually doesn't cost anything to use BitsBox and code in BitsBox. However, what they have is like this subscription model where you can choose to actually have this physical box delivered once a month, or you can have a PDF. So because of shipping and stuff, I choose to just get the PDF. And basically what it does is it sends you out a PDF full of different things for you to code. And they have different themes each month. So you have, this one was a top secret spy one. And then we had a superhero one. And the one that's out this month is a dinosaur theme. So, you know, lots of different themes and things like that to suit lots of different kids. Basically what BitsBox does is it moves on from block-based programming. So we think about things like Scratch and stuff that kids often use when they're just learning to code. And this kind of takes that next level step, but in an environment that's still really child-friendly. So if I scroll down here to show you, what it does is it teaches the kids a form of JavaScript, but in a really modified and easy way. So you can see here, here's an example of how that would look if I was an actual real coder. But because I'm using BitsBox, I can simply just type fill red and it will change the background of that app red. So when you log into BitsBox for the first time, you'll get like a little tablet like this. It won't have all of the things on it. It will have 3 locked apps at the top, which you work your way through to get to know the kind of things involved. So once you've done your 3 things and unlocked it, you can create a new app. So what you can do is you can invent your own or build a numbered app. So I'm going to go to this one called Love Card. So, and you find the number up the top, which is 2996. Let's see how quick I can do this. Hopefully. Okay, and I'm going to, I'm not a really good typer, but anyway, the whole point of it is that instead of being drag and drop, it's teaching kids how to use proper typing and stuff in order for them to, you know, write their own programs. So if, like, I experimented with my younger brother who's 10, and he'd used Scratch and stuff before, so then when he was presented with the thinking and stuff involved in this, he got it straight away because he was able to connect what he'd done in Scratch to the text-based programming. No! Anyway. I'll just show you basically. Oh, there's a bug. I didn't. Oh, here. So it tells you, and then you can fix it. Oh, there's still one. What did I do? Text. Spelt text wrong. Oh, look. Okay, so there you go. Here's one that my brother made. So you can see all the level of code involved in that. The really cool thing, stop that, is that once it's made, you can share it. So there's a QR code and you can share it on also social media. So he was going around all holidays telling people that he'd built his own apps. There are kids accounts, so you can sign up as a teacher and then create your own kids accounts. Just look at bitsbox.com at their facts for that, and you can sign up as an educator. I can also offer you a 50% discount to the PDF if you email me. Yeah. There you go. I got my last.
And your buzzer. And there we go. Oh, it just went off, but my phone's on silent, so that's not very smart. I'll put it on loud now. So thank you, Beck, for that. That was fantastic. It's so amazing to see the amount of different coding programs that are out there today, and how easy it is for teachers to include this into their classroom, especially now that in Australia the new digital curriculum has come in. It makes a massive difference knowing that there are things out there to help teachers who aren't so familiar with it. Did any of our other presenters have anything they wanted to say?
Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
Just in terms of the creativity side, when you go Invent My Own, they have like a whole library of backgrounds, functions, stamps, and all of that kind of thing. So you can just let your imagination go wild, which is pretty cool. That was it.
Any questions?
Yeah, Beck, which year level are you introducing this in?
I've done it with 3 4s and 5 6s, but I had some grade 2s at my school use Scratch phenomenally last year, so I reckon they would be able to do it easily.
Okay.
And Beck, does it work on an iPad as well, or is it just computer-based?
It does work on an iPad, but it's a bit glitchy, and like in their facts, they'll talk about that, you know, the whole point of it being web-based and computer-based is to get students used to the typing on a real keyboard rather than on a tablet. So it's one of their, you know, philosophies of building the app.
Beautiful. Thank you, Beck. I know that will be very handy for a lot of teachers out there. So next up, we've got my partner in crime, Michael, and he's going to be sharing with us Sway.
Yes, I'll just share my screen. So in the last, you can start my timer if you want now. Thank you.
Done.
Yep. So in the last month, just before the start of the year, I started looking for different ways or different platforms for my students to be able to tell a story as part of the Year 8 game design class that I'm running this year. And I came across Microsoft Sway, which is a new product, which is similar to PowerPoint, but it's a lot more intuitive to use, and also it rearranges a lot more easier in terms of being able to arrange different aspects of your story, what that you're trying to tell. So this is what it looks like when you're trying to tell a story, and a final product is an example that Microsoft gives you. And if I was to scroll across, it allows you to embed a number of different elements like text, Google Maps, pictures, stories. And the really cool thing I like about this product is the fact that without any design skills, you can click this remix button up the top and it chooses a different design for you. And also, instead of going left to right, I can go to navigate and have a top-down approach as well. So instead of clicking on the left and right, I can now scroll down onto the thing. So I had to play around with it just to familiar myself with it. And as part of my application for the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert application, I used this to create a sway which looks something like this. I've embedded a YouTube video there. I was able to put in pictures and different text and things within Sway are arranged in what they call cards. So I can group different cards and then automatically present them for you in a nice visual way as well. And if I didn't like the look of it, I can just click Remix and it will automatically choose a different style for me. So it's something that I've really keen to introduce for my students to be able to tell their story and to also reflect on their learning as well. So one of the big things that I'm really want to focus on this year is for students to be able to reflect on what they're learning. And I find that this hopefully will be able to provide a simple way for students. Can you see me again?
Yes.
Yep. You'll be provided a really simple way for students to be able to just manipulate different objects and create a really nice visual of their learning. And that's it.
Beautiful. Finished with 30 seconds to go, Michael. Well done. Did anybody have any questions for Michael in regards to Sway?
I'm sure Megan will be able to add on to that, being the Microsoft guru. So
I do have something to add.
Mark, do you want to ask your question?
It wasn't so much a question, really. I really rate Sway, but something I use with younger children, because Sway's got lots and lots of features in it, but often with younger children it's easier to give them something which has got less options. An app which runs in browser and on iOS is an app called Adobe Slate, which produces a very similar sort of nice HTML effect. You can bring in lots of different things and what have you. So that's something that I've used as an alternative. That's not to say that Sway isn't any good, but sometimes it's about having tools that work with the right ages and so forth and so on. So I just thought I'd share that.
Yeah, perfect. And I know I've had a little fiddle with Sway, and it is quite interesting the way and different formats you can use to present your information. And Megan, did you want to add something to that?
The collaborative features of Sway are awesome. So if kids are logging in with their OneDrive accounts or even their Office 365 accounts, they can collaborate together on it. So it's awesome for when a kid's away in a group or something like that. Everyone can still pick up the work and keep working. So it's that anytime, anywhere kind of experience, which I think makes it a pretty powerful tool.
Beautiful. Thank you, Megan. And in saying that, it's your turn next. So you'll be sharing with us learning tools for OneNote. And I know OneNote has become a massive hit at my school, and a lot of teachers love using it. So I can't wait, and hopefully I get a new skill from you that I can take back as well. So looking forward to it.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm ready for my 4 minutes whenever you are.
Beautiful. Off you go.
Excellent. All right, so Learning Tools was an add-in that was released, I think, just last week for OneNote. So if you've got a Windows 7, 8, or 10 device and it's running OneNote 2013 or 2016, you can visit this link here and you can go and download that tool and get that add-in for OneNote. I think it's a pretty cool tool for providing equity, as you can see in that image, for a whole range of students in your classroom that might have, be dyslexic. There might be students who might have physical needs, poor motor skills. There might be students who have hearing or visual impairments. I think Learning Tools and the particular feature I'm going to showcase tonight, called the Immersive Reader, can really provide students with opportunities they might not have had before and allow them to be independent learners, even though they might have those difficulties. So I'm literally going to jump into 3 examples. So the Immersive Reader, once installed, installs a tab within OneNote, and I'm going to show the Immersive Reader and how that can work. So jumping into just some normal OneNote-y kind of content, this is some information about Australian Parliament. If a student had problems with reading, they could simply click on Learning Tools. They can click on Immersive Reader, and what will happen is the picture will disappear, and by default, this is what they'll see. So depending on their needs, it might just simply be that they want to read back that text. And I'll click play.
The first federal elections for the new parliament.
So you can see that it starts reading that text back and highlights it as it reads. So really good for students who are learning to read and those who might have difficulties with reading. The other options that are available are the text options. So I can change the text to be white writing on top of a dark background, which can be helpful for a lot of dyslexic kids. You can change the font to be sans, sorry, not sans, to be, yeah, I think they're called sans, is that right? Anyway, you can change the spacing so that the word...
We can only just see TeachTechPlay with the add page on the right-hand... There we go. Yes, we can see the image again. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's
keep
cool.
going.
I did a bit of Alt-Tab and it worked, came back. So it can split the words so that the letters are further apart and the lines are further apart, which can also be helpful for some students who have problems with reading. You can increase the text size and decrease the text size, and also change the voice speed of that of the reader. The other thing you're able to do is with some help with reading and comprehension.
Sorry,
is you can
appeared again. Sorry to interrupt, but I've paused the timer.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, now we can see now it's gone again.
Straight. I think when I go into the immersive reader, it doesn't share the screen.
Yeah, it sometimes does that.
Okay, let me.
That's all right.
2 seconds. I'm going to.
Maybe Google knows we're showing too much Microsoft.
Let me try this one. And immersive reader. How's that?
Yes, we can see it now. You've got a minute 30 to go. I paused the timer then when we couldn't see it.
That's cool. All right, so pressing play.
The first federal elections
highlights
for
the word.
Parliament, which consisted of the...
And then you can change these text options, like I said, so it's making the text spacing different. You can increase the size of the text, and you can change from a dark theme back to a light theme, depending on the visual needs or the learning needs of the students. The other thing you can do is use the comprehension tools. So I can highlight syllables here, and it will actually break the words on my screen up into syllables. Really good for students who do struggle with reading. It's proved to be a hit with 2 parents that I've showed this to. They've gone home and used it with their kids and already are impressed by that tool. You can also highlight nouns, verbs, and adjectives, as well as comprehension, which does help with improving writing in your students. So, another example, Office Lens. So if a student is receiving worksheets or even work from the board, they can use an app called Office Lens on any kind of device and take a photo of that content. So this is a worksheet that's been printed out, automatically recognizes that text. I can jump back into an immersive reader. I didn't really like the heading font, so that's a bit strange. So I'll start with the word compose. And again, it directly reads that text from the worksheet that the student has received. And the final one, really quickly, I know a lot of teachers in OneNote will use the print to OneNote option. So this is a PDF document that's been printed straight from the Australian government site. The immersive reader tool will read the text underneath the images, which can be a bit confusing, but it will recognize columns. So if I jump into the immersive reader for this one, I'm going to move down past all the words that were in the images and start with the Australian, and it will read through those columns, which is quite handy. So it will recognize the columns and the different pages as well before moving on. All right, very quickly, so I imagine I'm very close to being out of time. The link to download learning tools for OneNote is just there, aka.ms/learning tools for OneNote with a number 4 instead. I think it has a lot of potential for helping a range of students in the classrooms. And if you happen to have some good experiences with it, please continue that conversation with me on Twitter or via email. That would be awesome. I'd love to hear your stories. That's me. Done.
Beautiful, Megan. Thank you for that. That was really insightful and very helpful to see just the other tools that are available, especially with the comprehension and highlighting nouns, verbs, and adjectives. I know that's something that many teachers will be able to use for students. So thank you. Did anyone else have any questions?
No questions, but I can't wait until they add it to the Mac version as well. Because at the moment, only on the PC version.
And just saying that, does it work on the iPad version or not the iPad?
No, so it's got to be full OneNote 2013 or OneNote 2016 on a Windows PC or laptop.
Beautiful.
Or 2-in-1.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Next up, we have Jason Coleman, and Jason will be sharing with us BipAR in the classroom. So looking forward to hearing about what this is all about, and hopefully I got the pronunciation right too.
Well, so, I hope so too.
Let me know when you're ready, Jason, and I'll start the timer.
Will do. Okay. All right. So can you see the screen?
Yep, and if you just click on your slides, then
yep,
I think it's just loading through. Yep, perfect.
Okay, great. We can start the timer. Okay, well, I'll be highlighting an exciting tool that I've been using in my classroom from late last year. I'm looking forward to using it this year. It's called BipAR, or Blippar, and it's another fantastic augmented reality tool. Augmented reality obviously is becoming more widely used. It's the layering of content on top of objects to increase the interactions. It's often a 3D object, a video, a document that's found using that technology, and it moves onto a person's device who's actually scanning it. People may be familiar with tools like Erasmus and Augment. I've used these in the past, and they're great apps and great tools. But I truly believe that this is going to take my AR use to the next level. Blippar works similar to Erasmus. It works on a marker system, and you create a blip, which is your content, which is to share what you're trying to pass on to people, and it's usually attached to what's called a campaign, which is a bit like the channels that we have in Erasmus. A whole range of content can be created, and using a blip builder that allows people to enter their own content and share, and that's a web-based system. Once the blip is created, you have a code which then you can share with people that you would like to look at your content. So it's a bit hard for me to show a live demo tonight, so what I've done is I've pre-made a video, and I've got my 4.5-year-old Zoe to help me here. Oops, wrong one. Try back. There we go. Okay, so once you've got the code in your BipAR app, all you need to do is find the trigger that you're looking for. It scans the actual trigger, and similarly to Erasmus, it pops up onto your device and it's in a 3D motion. The difference between other AR tools that I've used and BipAR is as soon as you move away from the content actually stays on your device, and it can stay there. You can favorite it and keep it to look at another time. So you can go away, sit on the couch and have a look. This is something that we've set up for the school this week, which has got links to my timetable for parents and a way for parents to email me without having to wait for me to email them. And Zoe is just showing you how easy that is. I think users in the classroom, I'm looking forward to making some interactive displays with content, particularly with anchor charts and those sorts of things. I think it'd be a great tool for a digital portfolio for students, where they can share their learning via the blips with their parents. Parents can come in and take a scan and take it with them. They have the ability to share. Students do have, with the education side of it, they can have an account created for them, and then they can create their own blips, which they can share their own codes with a number of different people. Effectively, I think this is going to be a great tool in the classroom. Over the summer, there was a new update to the Blippar and BipAR. Great. And effectively, it's more of I did it again. It's more of a live scan. So if I've got a device with BipAR on it, I've chosen my coffee machine there. It's recognised it as a coffee machine. And so what happens from that, the user content will pop up in your device, which then is layered, but you've got options where you can get information on the object, what it is and other information. Because it's a coffee machine, I can use the location tool and find coffee shops near me. I can also find places where I can buy coffee and coffee machines. And there's also a link to videos that relate to a topic. So in this case, how to clean an espresso machine, something that I definitely need to do after summer. So then it moves. That's pretty much the app and the tool. I think it's going to be exciting use in the classroom this year, and it's obviously, according to that, on Android, Apple, and Windows devices. Thank you.
Well done, Jason. Right on 4 minutes. So great to have you share about that app. And I know a lot of teachers out there are using Erasmus and those other augmented reality ones. So this is just another one that they can have a play and explore and use. And I love the features that you can have multiple things there. Did any of our other presenters have any questions? No? Oh, very quiet tonight. So next up is me. Now I am sharing something a little bit different today. So I'll just set up. I shouldn't need all the 4 minutes. So I'll just share my screen. Okay. Can you all see my screen okay? Can someone tell me? Michael?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Alrighty, so I'll just start the timer. So something that I know that I use all the time, especially when I'm presenting, is Chrome extensions. Now, I use Chrome extensions daily in my classroom through Chrome the browser, and they really help me in getting information to my students as well as sorting out information in the internet. So what a Chrome extension is, it enhances your browser experience. Now, you can be logged into the Chrome browser, and in doing this, it saves your Chrome extension. So then when you go home and log on your home computer and sign into Chrome, those extensions will carry over. So it becomes really, really handy. So you can have different extensions for different accounts according to your Google account. Now, to set that up, on the top right-hand side of your screen, on a Mac, it's up the top, and same on a Microsoft, and it has sort of a name up there, and it generally has person 1 from memory when I was playing on my work computer today. And when you click on that, you can then switch person or sign in. So in doing that, you can sign into the Chrome browser rather than just signing into Google. And what that does is everything saves to that user. So this is an account I don't really use too much. So to access Chrome extensions and add some of my favorites, you go to the Chrome App Store by clicking on apps in the right-hand side and then clicking on the web store. Or you can simply Google Chrome Web Store. Once you come into the Chrome Web Store, it's like any sort of store these days. There are thousands of apps, extensions, backgrounds, themes, etc. So what I wanted to look at today is a couple that I use every single day. So one in particular is called GOO.gl, and in searching that in the, you can see here under extensions, it's the first one here. It's a URL shortener. Now, once you hit add, you'll see that it then appears up in the top right-hand side there. So that's adding it to your browser. Another one I love to use is Bitly. Now, many of these you can have apps as well as the extension, so add that to Chrome. Another great one that I use every day, especially using Google Apps in the classroom, is Google Doc Create. So in doing that, I can add that to Chrome. Now I'm going to just flick browser and go to my current account where they all are so I can show you how they work. So what I do is if I've got, there was a third one that I wanted to talk about, is Clearly as well. So when you're in your browser, if you want to get a link or something straight out to your students, I simply click on the GOO.gl, if I get it right, and it gives me these options. I can copy it, gives me details, or a QR code. So being in a one-to-one iPad classroom this year, I simply hit QR code and put this up. Then my students simply need to scan it and they get access to any web browser link that I need them to get to. So this is really handy, especially when I'm using Google Forms for assessment. The students can just scan. I don't have to tell them to type in any link. It's nice and easy. Bitly is where you can personalize your account. So I already have a Bitly account. it gives you the shortened URL, or you can customize it. So I'm just going to call it TeachTechPlay. My spelling's wrong, but I can save that and then share that with my class, so then they get all the spelling correct even though I can't spell. But another feature is Google Docs Quick Create. So in clicking on that one, I can simply click on a new document. It saves at multiple step clicks. So it saves me going to Drive, then New Doc. So it's a quick create and it just does it straight away. But one of my favorite ones, especially in the classroom, I'm just watching the timer, is Clearly. And I'll quickly just show you, because this is the one that makes you go, wow. And I saw this ridiculous things parents say to teachers. And it comes up, and the thing when you go to news things, you get all these extra ads and everything. But when you click Clearly, it works with Evernote as well. It gets rid of all of those. You can highlight the text and save it straight to an Evernote account, which is really handy whenever you want to read news articles online with students to remove ads. And that's me done. I can't believe I went over time. I thought that was going to be very quick. So they're just a few of my favorite little tips and tricks. Whenever I'm presenting, people always ask me how I got that URL, that link, so I thought I might as well share it out. Any questions? Does anyone else use any of those?
I have something to add, of course.
Of course.
With Clearly, because Evernote has stopped support of Clearly as a standalone app now. So all of that, what you just showed, is now available in the Evernote web Clipper extension.
Oh.
So the same thing, yeah, which has a range of other tools like marking up things and the text-to-speech stuff as well. So,
interesting. Yeah. Thank you for that. And do you want to share why you know that as well, Bev? Because you didn't say that at the start.
Oh, it's because I feel like it's really old news. I'm just an Evernote ambassador, so lots of knowledge about how to use Evernote in the classroom and for education.
Beautiful. Thank you, Beck. Now I feel silly saying that and then not knowing the true facts, so thank you.
That's okay. It's only recent news. It's not widely known.
Thank you for that. It's good to know. But yes, Clearly is nice, quick, easy little extension that you can use right there. And lucky last tonight, we've got Mark Anderson, who will be sharing with us Google Street View and Panos, which I am extremely excited. There is going to be a bit of this at the conference. I think everything that everyone shared tonight, you'll get to see more, plus a whole lot more as well at the conference. So this is sort of a sneak peek before you come. So Mark, let me know when you're ready and I will start the timer.
Okay, so yeah, start, that's fine.
Done.
So one of the problems that I find is that often in the classroom, teachers can't really do what they want to do with their children. Things like risk assessments can cause problems, and it's certainly getting children out of the classroom. And so technology gives us an opportunity to sort of do things and visit places without actually having to leave the classroom. So I want to share two really simple tools that are available, sort of multi-platform and what have you, that you can use to sort of help take your children away from the classroom a little bit to enjoy sort of visiting places from around the world. So the first one I'd like to share with you, please, is websites. And the website, and if you could just, somebody could tell me if they can see that, please, that'd be great.
Perfect.
So this website here is called airpano.com. It works in browser. I'm just in Safari on my iPad right now. What's really cool about it is once you sort of tap onto the panorama that you want to see, okay, it comes on up like so, and you can clear the ad and what have you. And you can use your finger to move around, and that's really nice when you're in a sort of bog standard browser. But having mobile technology means that you can make use of the gyroscope which is built into the device. If I tap the little icon in the top left-hand corner, I can now, whilst moving my device around, and you can't see me doing this, but I'm sort of waving my iPad around in the air and what have you, I'm able to have a little look around Sydney Harbour and what have you. And there are literally thousands of different panoramas from all over the world. And what you can do, if you see one of those helicopters, if you tap onto the helicopter, or then zoom you across it, you can view the panorama from a different view. And so you can really explore those areas. If you're visiting some of the historical places around the world as well, you may notice some little question marks on top of things like some of the Great Pyramids and what have you. If you tap on the question mark, then what it does is it gives you information about that particular place that you're looking at. And these are really, really stunning, really, really beautiful things for us to look at. So that's airpano.com, and I say it's completely free. The second thing I wanted to share with you is an app that you'll probably know called Google Street View, which links through to Google Maps. So here I am down at the Central Pier in Melbourne. Okay, and there you go. I'm having a look around, and by tapping the compass icon at the top there, I can just immerse myself into this area here and have a good old look around as well. If you've got Google Cardboard, you can tap on the cardboard icon at the top, and then you can just pop your phone, your mobile device into your cardboard and work with it that way. Okay. Now, what's also really cool about this is that you can create your own. So if I just come out of here a second, I can show you some that I've made previously. So, as my profile, I was very lucky to visit Japan during the summer, and so I was able to take some panoramas. Are you going to come up for me?
1 minute.
Thank you. So I've got a panorama here of Kyoto Station, okay, which is an amazing structure, some really sort of nice Star Wars-esque things at the top here, really good. So you can make these and then share them in Google Street View. Another one that I did was at Banks's Dismaland exhibition, not too far from where I live, so that's a Damien Hirst exhibition there at Dismaland. And so, as you can see, and the resolution will come through in just a moment, I'm sure. There we go, it looks a bit better. So you can see inside the actual exhibition. I think this is absolutely amazing that you can sort of make these things and share them. So a great example I've heard of is some students have gone on to a residential, and the teacher, when they arrived on a residential, did a panorama like this, shared it to Google, shared it to parents, so parents could see where their children were on the residential. Another one I heard recently, after showing this, a teacher's going to Iceland with geographers on a trip, and they're going to record some of these panos so that they can use them when they get back in the classroom. So that's two simple to use, really lovely, free tools to sort of break down the barriers in your classroom so you can explore the world for free. Okay, thank you.
Beautiful, Mark, and I know I've used Google Street View and created our own when we went on camp in Canberra last year. It was really handy when we got back and were reflecting on it. I could just pull up the panoramic views and photos we had taken, and students could automatically connect and know what I was talking about. Yeah, really great. It's amazing to see everything coming out with this these 360-degree photos and videos and the way they're transforming our classrooms. Now, I know, Beck, you had a question.
Yeah, you answered the second one, Mark, with saying it worked with Google Cardboard. I just wanted to know if the first site did.
It's not got a cardboard extension, no, and I haven't tried it. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, so I don't know. Okay. Is the short answer, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right, no problem. Maybe we can investigate and figure out if it does work or not. So huge thank you, Mark, for sharing that. Did anyone else have any questions? No? Well, that brings us to the end of our show. I just want to share the link.
Can I just add one little thing as well? Obviously, there's great links there with geography and immersing and what have you. But I've seen it being used to great use in supporting creative writing. So children who often find it difficult to write stuff down actually can view these panoramas and talk about things with great description and great clarity and oracy by speaking it out loud. So children have been sort of recording what they've been saying and then using that as a vehicle to help them with their writing. So don't just view these sorts of things as being sort of like, you know, a way of doing geography. Because there's so many other ways in which you can use them. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you, Mark. So I'll just quickly share the link for everyone to vote for their favourite presenter. So make sure you do vote. Voting is open now and is open till Friday night, and we will share out our TeachTechPlay King or Queen on Friday evening. That's Australian Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you do vote for our lovely presenters. And the other thing I just wanted to share with you all once again was to make sure to get your tickets early for the TeachTechPlay conference in Melbourne at Ivanhoe Grammar School on Thursday the 7th and 8th of April. There'll be Adobe, Microsoft, Google, coding, a whole range, makerspaces, the new digital curriculum, assessment, QR codes, augmented reality, the list goes on. So make sure that you do come out. Every one of our presenters, I know, Megan, you're based in Sydney, so we'll be having your Melbourne Microsoft expert there, but everyone is more than welcome to be there. It's just a showcase of more of what we do online. Obviously, we've only got 4 minutes to share, where we've got 2 days at the conference, which will be really exciting. I know, Beck, you also wanted to share something, and Megan as well. So, Beck, did you want to just share what you've got coming up? Are you there, Beck?
Yep, I am.
Perfect.
Yep, cool. So just a couple of things, which is the Code the Future website. So this is the non-profit organisation that I am a part of, and we're really excited to be coming along to the TeachTechPlay conference as well. So basically what we are is a global community of educators and developers from the tech industry. And what we do is we connect developers with educators to help students in schools learn how to code. So basically what you do as an educator is you, obviously I'm signed in, but it'll say sign up, so you go in and sign in. And then basically you can post a project of how you would basically want a developer to come in and help with a project at your school. That's our really cool map where you can go on and see what other projects are happening. So this is one that we've got happening at PEGS in Essendon in Melbourne. The teachers added this project, and then the developers come along and volunteered. This one's unconnected, so at the moment this is a school in Melbourne looking for a developer to come along. So we've got developers all over the world that have signed up. Obviously we have heaps in Melbourne, and we're working on building that in the future in other areas around the world. And we're having our next meetup on February 25. So it's a volunteer matchathon. So it's basically to encourage our teachers and developers to meet in real life. I don't know. Oh, there we go. And we're co-hosting that with Code Club Australia, which is really exciting as well. So that's it. Thank you.
Beautiful, Beck, and it's lovely to see the fantastic things that you are doing. I know that Code the Future is doing amazing things in Melbourne, and it's great to see that it is expanding further, so jump on board, and anyone doing that, get involved. And Megan, you have something to share as well.
Yeah, just a quick one. We have myself and Trent Ray, who's the Melbourne Teacher Ambassador, and Matthew Jorgensen up in Queensland. We have started a Twitter chat happening every fortnight. We had one last Monday, and our next one's on the 8th of February. So if you're keen to come along and chat about all things edu for about an hour, we're going to have different topics running each week. Please come along and check that out. 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time next Monday.
Beautiful, Megan. I know that there are a lot of Twitter followers that do tune into TeachTechPlay, so that's just another chat that they can all get involved in. So once again, a huge thank you to all our presenters and all our viewers. We are looking forward to the conference in April, but before then we do have one more episode, so we look forward to seeing you all next month for episode 19 of TeachTechPlay, which will air on Monday the 7th of March. We will have another lineup of presenters who will be at the conference, so a little bit of a sneak peek of what is to come. So that's really exciting, and hope to finally meet some of you in person. It's weird to say that, but it's good to meet you guys in person, and don't forget to vote, and look forward to seeing you next month. Thanks. See ya.